Oh, it needs a camera to go live? That's so...
Oh yeah, we did talk about that.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, while you're doing that, did you want to do both topic like injuries and what's on our minds after? Like random things about the week?
Yeah, I mean, that's how it was going to basically...
Yeah, devolved.
That's how you tell a story.
That's fair.
Is when you start talking about, like, something happened the other day where I stubbed my toe, or we're live right now so people can hear us. But, like, for instance, where we'll segue into the injury by something that happened today or over this week. Like stairs.
Stairs!
Straight stairs kind of week. Hey, it's me.
It is you. I was just waiting.
I know, I gotta add a camera. Yeah, we'll just keep that camera up there. Sure. Ah, look at that. It has a little border.
Cute.
I don't think we really need it, but... I'm sorry. Excuse me. Can I go live now?
Yeah.
Wait, are these audios? Oh. No, it's only your mic for TikTok.
Oh no.
I can add another mic.
Oh, okay. Because that's what I was gonna say. I could go to the bedroom and then we could have your part be here and then my part be in the bedroom. And I'll join you live.
Nah.
Alright, I'm just saying. That's an option.
Yeah, see, now we have two mics.
Okay.
But
But what?
I can't hear.
Oh, that's true.
Oh. I can turn them on to monitor, but I just need you to talk, like actual speak words.
Okay. So we are doing this podcast on July 5th. No.
6th.
It's the 6th of July. 2 days right after Independence Day. And secondary, King's Day.
Oh, hold on a second. Let's go ahead and keep talking.
Okay.
Can you hear yourself?
No.
Yeah, neither can I. Hold on. There we go.
Yes. Now I can hear.
Yeah, I can hear myself.
Wonderful.
Pretty good. You may need to sit a little closer to Mike. Like a good 6 inches. Yeah, I guess that is 6 inches.
Good.
I don't know. 6 inches is like, when I look at... Alright, hold on. Wait a minute. Fisherman. Right? Alright, there you go. That's all I need to say.
That's what they all say.
It's normal size. Normal length. Distance. It's distance. Okay.
Nice catch.
Right. I increased your volume to 300%.
It's over 9,000.
But it's... You can hear...
Yes.
Like a lot... Like, my mic is uber.
Oob.
300. Jeez. Alright. I think I should be good.
Yeah.
Live. 2 squirrels, 1 nut. Drop the nut.
I still say that is definitely one of the future.
Oh, hold on. I goofed. I goofed and gaffed. Accept.
You did it.
Hey. Oh.
I am so proud of you.
Sorry, I was trying to see if I can hear myself talk again.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Yeah.
I now cannot hear anything.
Well, yeah, we hear each other. That's about it. I need to turn down the volume before I play the music. Music? I can hear myself.
I'm just letting you know this is how it sounds.
Oh, well, I'm super far away, so.
Fair.
So, I mean, turn up the volume on your phone. This is how we sound. Ow!
Most unfortunate.
What? That's what you meant.
Yes. As long as I know what I meant.
Yeah. There we go. I like 10.
You don't like the 10?
No, I said I like 10. I want it to be set at 10.
I see.
Yeah, look at that.
I wish I had.
We have the chat pop out.
Nice.
So we can see chat easy. What did you wish you had?
I wish I had my, what's it called? My brain is thinking. Oh, the one thing that Stephanie gave, the automatic liker thing, the clicker.
Oh, the you just tap the likes and everything.
Yeah, it's actually that.
I'm going to actually move the chat and the other chat to the other screen. Just for now, so we can see.
Yeah, I was trying to text Stephanie. Haven't seen her in a bit.
Yeah, weren't you guys gonna hang out at some point?
Well, the plan was to see her. I don't know. It's honestly been way too long. I feel like a bad friend sometimes, but
Same. There, I have a soundboard now.
oh, nice.
I could be like a radio show.
I mean, that's what it does feel like.
I mean, that's what a
it's not
podcast is.
a
Yeah.
radio show. But
Chat will let us know if there's duplications in sounds. If they're like, oh, I hear you talking twice.
Yes.
It's because I have double vocal cords. No, I'm kidding.
Double the vocal cords.
Who is this?
No, I don't want to do that.
I have your phone stuff? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because I was gonna message Stephanie, and I can't exactly message her if
If you're live.
I'm live.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing it.
Alrighty.
It'd be easier.
Wouldn't it? So.
Hello. Goodbye.
I don't know. Like, so I'm just thinking about the music. Maybe put it down a little bit more. Yeah. Something like that.
Well, what do you guys hear? Mike.
Don't be creepy now. Though I do imagine that telling someone not to be creepy would have the
Oh,
opposite effect.
There it is. I was looking at this just to see what they hear the music at. I can't really hear the music at all.
I see. Ooh, I like this one.
Like 8. 8's a good one.
Yes.
As long as our voices are louder. Louder. I'm probably coming in twice. What? Jar. Just waiting for a little bit while we're getting stuff set up. So we'll get things set up here in a bit. If you guys have any funny jokes, you can tell them now. If you
I
have
do
any.
like my one joke that I do want to put on what's it called?
Uh-oh, it's gonna be loud.
I would like to put
Why?
in a short.
A short?
Yeah, like one of those shorts where like your reenactment shorts, I guess would be it.
Reenactment shorts.
I can't explain it. Like where someone will reenact what happened in a conversation and all that stuff. I forgot what her name was, but one of the TikTokers or YouTubers that I watched is really good at that. Where they'll have multiple characters and they'll have them, reenact or say certain words in that conversation. A skit. Wow, a skit. I was looking for a skit.
You wanted to do a skit?
Yes.
It doesn't show that.
Well, it says I'm live here, but
I don't know.
I don't know.
Weird.
Isn't it just the oddest?
Very, very odd. No. I'm trying my best here, chat. Like, I really am. It doesn't even show that I'm live.
Interesting.
Liar! Or just
Phony.
deceiver.
Disgrace. Evil as plain
Plain
as the scar on his face.
There we are.
Voice cracked.
Why is that close?
You got it?
Yeah, because then I can go to this, click share your live,
Nice.
and then I can copy link and throw it in here.
For shame, evil is plain.
There are 2 squirrels, 1 nut. And then I can do the same thing. And then I can go over to this. And it says I'm live. Chat can't see anything that I'm doing right now. I can't see anything I'm doing right now because chat's big heads in the way.
It's a nice song. It really is.
Man, this music bumping.
It is. Good for free, right?
Oh yeah, royalty free.
Royalty free.
Thank you for coming in. I'm still trying to figure out how to actually get to my... Thank you. Finally. I just want to share. Scroll down, idiot.
Release me.
Knock.
Oh, DJ was live at 10. Nice.
Yeah, they were. I was watching.
Ooh.
Come on, we gotta get that live up. Not live. Followers. Get that follower goal. Almost there, peeps. I almost said something really stupid.
What did you say?
Someone's in my live? Someone's watching my live right now? On Twitch? It's me.
It's you.
It's me.
We have another it's you moment.
Yeah, it's me. I'm live. Hello. No, it's this one. I do this. Yeah. This is the big brain move right here.
Is
Check this
it?
out.
What's the big brain?
I'm not on I'm not signed in.
Oh.
So that means I can share it.
Nice. You did it.
Yeah, that's that big brain.
That's the big brain.
Yeah.
The wrinkly.
Big wrinkle. No stinkle.
No stingle.
Better watch this live. Who messaged me? Oh.
I don't know. Did you ever message Steph?
Who?
Steph.
On TikTok?
On phone. Tell her that we're live. On Twitch.
I was doing it on this.
I'm just saying.
I didn't get to my phone yet.
Texting is easier.
Yes, 100%. True. Very accurate. But I was doing the more complicated method first.
But why be complicated when you can be simple?
Because I'm extra. You know this.
I know.
You're married to me.
I am the more grounded one in our relationship, which is not fair considering I'm the Pisces.
Yeah, but I'm a Virgo.
Exactly.
I am princess. I am queen.
Slay.
Copy link.
Can you just imagine a squirrel wearing a nice, beautiful Victorian gown going, I am queen.
I'm going to send it to the group chat. Where's the D&D group chat?
I don't know.
If I send it to you, can you send it to the group chat?
I'll have to get out of the live.
You can't just press the 3 buttons on the bottom.
Oh, right.
It'll keep it open, but it'll...
You're right. Split screen. I gotcha.
I sent you the link. I'll send it to Eve.
Eve.
Even though he's at work. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm actually not that sorry.
I didn't.
Let's be
think so. Like, let's-
completely
Let's be
honest.
the most honest and authentic.
So I sent you the link on text.
Yeah.
So.
I'm already sending it, baby. I don't understand why you're not trusting.
Because I thought you were doing this.
Oh.
Because the only thing I could see is the live.
Well, you thought wrong.
All right, hold on one second. I'm gonna do. How do you mute yours?
What's this?
And I wanted to talk like this.
Oh. Now it's not. It's green. Now it's not. It's green. Green. Ooh, I like this song.
No?
Yes, I
Okay.
am currently unmuted.
I had to do a quick test to see how the audio actually comes through on Twitch. And it sounds really crisp and clean.
Crispy!
Crispy.
Crisp, 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 crispy.
Okay. Okay, you are drinking.
I am drinking.
This is actually really tasty.
Cheers.
Not sponsored by Bloom.
Though we wish we were. Bloom, please help us, 2025.
Bloom sponsor us. The peach mango one, it's not as bad as I thought. It's really pleasant.
Is
Like,
it your
I think
favorite of the three?
I think I like this one more than the watermelon.
Yay, I can have the watermelon.
Because it's not as sweet.
It's not, but it has that syrupy taste.
That's probably why I like it.
See, and that's why I
It
don't.
reminds me of cough medicine.
Yes, you and your brother and your love for medicinal things that are not medicinal.
Yeah, reminiscent of medicinal. That's
Yeah.
a fun way of saying that.
Yes. Because at that point, we should do a thing on we should do a thing on what is your, guilty food pleasure. Brought to you by 2 Squirrels, 1 Nut.
That's actually a really good idea. I do like that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. I'm not to toot my own horn, but
Toot toot.
yeah. I'm just worried because I keep seeing you pop up into the yellow, and I don't. But it sounds really good. I don't really care about Facebook. If you're over on not Facebook.
Facebook.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Not
If
even.
you're over on TikTok, if you want the real experience, you want that genuine, that good feeling,
That
make it
good.
sound crisp, clean, and nice, then go over to
Crispy.
Twitch. Go over to Twitch. Just have your, goofs and gaffs there.
Goose and gaffs. So.
Anyways, I can turn us into squirrels if you want.
I mean, aren't we already?
I mean, I can change our voices to squirrel mode. Well, mine will be squirrel. Yours won't.
That's fine.
Oh.
I couldn't keep a straight face if our voices were squirrels anyway.
Well, we wouldn't hear it.
Oh, that is true. We would be immune to the squirrel.
Yes.
How fun.
Oh, I guess I should kind of describe like injuries, huh?
Yes.
Or not describe, but you know what?
To start off,
This won't actually do me any good
nope.
because I can't put it anywhere the chat will see. This is a picture.
Trust.
Oh, wait, no, I can. I agree.
Does he now?
Oh yeah.
I wish we had the Jeopardy one.
Hold on, I have it. Hold on.
He's got us. Brought to you by Jeopardy.
Sorry, I'm not talking into the mic right away. On the side of it. How do you spell Jeopardy?
Jeopardy. Geopardy. I think. I hope.
No.
I tried. Wait, D-Y. Why was there a T there?
All right, one more time.
Oh.
Slow down, I have dyslexia.
I said, oh, that's a
Oh.
Geoparty.
Yes.
P.
Party with a T.
Party with a D as in dog.
You didn't explain that.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, my dude.
Okay, so G-E-J-E
O-P.
O-P
A.
A
R.
R-D-Y?
Yeah, Geoparty.
No, it doesn't. For some
Then I
reason.
don't know. There's no Jeopardy.
For some reason. Oh. Chat. Chat help.
I don't know. I know I am right. But by how many margins, I do not know.
What it doesn't make sense is that nothing shows up when I search.
I'm still alive,
And it's not there,
motherfucker!
baby.
Because it should just, like, community sounds and there's nothing.
It's fair.
Did I get blocked?
I hope not.
Oh, this is weird. No.
9.
All of you go away. Twitch chat in a way. But anyways, I could do this. Text. Add. And
The
nice.
nuts. They came back.
Pretty pink.
Pretty and pink.
What is it? What is it? Injury, right?
Injuries. Yes. Juiries. I think. Yes. Injuries. How to get them.
No. On today's episode of Two Squirrels, One Nut.
Injuries. How? What? Why?
Oh, no. An extra H.
Why?
Why? That.
Hi, Dejan.
D-Gen, hello. Where's my text?
This and
Oh
these
God, it's too
nuts.
big. Oh, well, that's what he
nuts.
said.
What?
I said, it's too big. And I was like, well, that's what he said.
Dang, key, you say?
Yeah, you just got. We are just starting. I'm over here now. We're just getting this started.
Yes.
Thank you for showing up on Twitch.
Yes,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you,
Big
thank you.
preach.
The biggest of preach.
Now spread it like wildfire.
Spread the preach.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it.
You are?
Well, this right here so I can see it.
Yes. So that I
Easier.
can see it because your head was in the way.
Well, I'm moving things around because I was like, oh, we're not gonna need the main screen. Then I was like, I need the main screen. I was gonna play the Jeopardy music while I put in the injury thing on. I really hurt my toe. There
Yeah?
it goes, injuries. Yeah. No, just now with the chair.
Yep. Speaking of injuries.
Oh, what a segue, me. Thanks, me. See, yeah, I don't have community on the soundboard anymore.
Oh.
There should be like hundreds of little bubbles popping
Yeah.
up.
Unfortunate.
It's lagging bad.
Yes.
Chat. Chat help. Oh, yes, I can actually make it darker.
Woohoo.
Oh, I can make it the letters bigger so I can read it? My old man eyes. Oh,
Technology.
more chat settings? What did I do?
Ew.
I clicked the button, I'm sorry.
What did you do?
Oh, it's underneath here.
Oh,
I can't see.
I can't see with my old man eyes.
There we go. But yeah, no, I made chat darker.
And now you can see.
Yeah,
I
it's
can
bigger.
fight.
I can see. I can fight.
Rawr.
See, I only have like the ones I've saved.
Oh.
I don't know where the. Like, they should be popping up, but nothing.
Nope, they do not wish to.
The voices do. Only some of them. Did they get, like,
Mr. Babito.
canned?
Hi.
Am I not signed in? No, I'm signed in. Was it Bubby? Was it? I heard Discord sound.
Babito.
Why did I hear Discord sound?
I heard it too.
Who's doing this?
Who is in the Discord?
Oh. I know who was in Discord.
Was it me?
No.
Was it DJ?
No, it's Nick.
It's
Nick.
Nick?
Nakai.
Wait. Hi.
There's like a group chat. I don't know who this is.
Fun. Fun.
Oh, I see now. I understand. The
Yeah.
Discord for DJ's birthday stream.
Oh, that's right.
They made a
DJ.
birthday stream.
Yes, they did. Yes, they are now. What was it? A quarter of millennia.
Quarter century.
Quarter century.
Millennia is 1,000.
You know what? With how everything
They are
has...
going to be 250 years old.
Okay,
Wow.
with how far and how much we have endured in a
That's fair.
generation alone, we
They
might as
probably-
well be.
They probably feel that way.
Exactly, like... Who are you to
Old.
judge?
Uh,
I'm so sorry, Bobby.
You're sitting in his favorite chair,
I am, and I'm bonking him
and
on
then
the head.
you're not allowing him to jump up on your lap. He's like,
I
how
don't have the
dare you?
pillow.
How dare you, mother?
I'm sorry. Babito does love his slaps. Yes. Hi, mister. You at least have 50 names.
Hello.
I'm sorry, baby.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
I'm so sorry.
Woo.
The pillow is too far.
It's too far. Might as well be in China.
Can we even say that anymore? All things considered.
Yeah, China's still the same distance from America.
That's true. Ah.
I'm trying so hard right now, okay?
Why? What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to help
Help
D-Gen.
who?
D-Gen's like, hey, I want to add this person. Oh, they already added him. You already added Raven
Oh.
on the Discord. You added them.
Yay, task done successfully. I just want to listen to tunes.
We are listening to tunes.
The royalty type of tunes that we can't afford.
Well, we're not making any money off
It's
of this.
true.
But Discord's really weird with the whole, if it hears a certain song or if it hears music, it kind of just bans you.
Oh, how rude.
Yeah, auto mods are fun. Hello.
I like this one. It's very peppy. So,
Well, that's...
as you were gonna say,
Why did you punch me?
I did not punch you. I lightly tapped.
Beating me.
I lightly tapped the arm of the chair.
Right,
Like,
right. Yes, yes.
and he's just here crying wolf. For what? For what?
Ooh.
Awooga.
Oof. Hey, I'm kind of disappointed.
I'm sorry, baby.
I can't.
Okay, I'll
I'm
get
trying.
your pillow. I'll get your pillow. I know that's what you want. Here, come on, buddy. Let's go. Let's go back. Hey, good kid.
That's what it is. Yeah. No, underscore.
jump up, baby.
I think I spelled that right.
What
Sure.
is spelling? Hi, buddy.
A constant test against people like me that have dyslexia.
It's true. It's the final boss. Psst, 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 psst.
It was me all along.
Baby, come on. All right. Stinker.
Don't like that it doesn't show me.
Mr. Stinkum.
Hello.
Stink, 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 stink. Stink, stink, stink.
Okay. Well, let's get this ball rolling, shall we? I think enough of the setting up. Hello and welcome to Two Squirrels, One Nut. I'm Oldrew from Oldrew Studios. Hello, welcome. And I have ADHD.
He sure does, folks. It's been approved. And confirmed by the doctors. And I am your co-host, Toast. Who also might or might not have the ADHD and TISM combination.
Oh yeah. Well, unconfirmed ADHD
I said might or
and
might not.
I know, that's why I said unconfirmed or undiagnosed. I am diagnosed ADHD, undiagnosed TISM.
And we're pretty sure this cat right here also has the ADHD. He just stuck his head into the box and just was trying to open it. Oh, and getting his plastic fixed. Because, you know, I did. In 4D.
Sorry, we got a new monitor for work purposes, and the trash is still just kind of chilling right here.
Next to cats who love both
Yeah.
plastic, trash, and boxes.
Oh, there's cardboard and plastic.
Call me
Blast.
recycling, because here I come.
Call him spoiled.
He is very spoiled.
He should be a trash panda. I
think
swear.
he was. Like, I really do think
Trash
that
panda husky.
Ezio Valentino, Mr. Kitty Cat Olsen, is a trash panda.
Ah,
And with Ezio, he loves plastic. Like, to a very unhealthy amount of love. Like, if it's filled to the brim with trash, even better. Like, he'll see a nice plastic lying around, like the plastics you have around the water bottles and everything, right? And he'll look at it and go, ooh, yummy, plastic.
what?
Ezio,
We eats what?
plastic.
Yeah, but you were describing the something around a water. Oh,
Yeah.
the case of water.
Yes.
The plastic. Yes,
the
yes, yes,
packing
yes, yes.
wrap.
Yeah, the plastic
Yes.
case of water. That yeah, he likes to chew on that. Or with the body armors too. He does it too.
If it exists, it must be scratch-a-thon. Hi, buddy.
The only well, you know why cats do that. Hello,
Why?
Daniel.
Why do
It's-
cats do that?
So cats like to chew on like plastic and stuff because they are understimulated. So it's like the same thing with them, like getting the zoomies at night. They have so much pent up energy they don't know what to do with it. And that's what Ezio does. That's why he eats stuff off the floor. Because he's not being entertained enough.
Well, we're sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
See, when we try to bug him, he just doesn't. So, like,
Well, no, we're not bugging him, we're playing with him.
I guess. Dun, dun.
Oh, it looped.
Yeah, I figured it would.
No, the last time it didn't.
Oh.
It bumped down to the next one. Oh no, it got to the end.
Yeah, that's why I was saying. I figured.
It got to the end of the
Honey,
playlist.
What happened to the wrinkles?
Well, look.
Oh,
They got steamed out.
I guess so.
But anyways, Two Squirrels, One Nut. Today's topic, again, like I said, we have ADHD, so this is going to be a very common occurrence where we're just
We are trying
Bouncing
our
around,
best, but the
talking.
nut will forever be rolling.
that's why there's the squirrels. And apparently on my screen, one of the squirrels is eating your head.
Yep.
Your profile picture. So the profile pictures that you guys see on the screen too are all photos I've actually taken.
Yes.
Like legitimately like outside of our home or around our where we live.
with his camera.
With yes, that's how you take photos.
Yes.
With an actual like camera, not a cell phone. But anyways, top one is Dis, that's me.
And the bottom is that. That's me.
Dat.
That.
D.
Da.
Duh.
That.
Like you're saying dot,
Da.
but with
Dat.
the A.
That.
Dat.
That's the best that I can do.
Dis and dat nut. But at any rate, this is the first ever recorded session of our podcast, spelled with a P-A-W.
Because
of
we're
squirrels.
squirrels.
Those creepy little hands. At any rate, we're just going to be talking about various topics.
Like injuries.
Well, like various different things we'll end up going through in general. So stuff like what is life? Occasionally we'll do a let's play or read some Reddit stories, challenges, Tep's favorite, the sing along,
Along.
skit bits. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna do some skits, some bits,
Some
and
bits.
then film, like actual short films,
Film it.
and possibly D&D because why not?
With the skits.
But today we're gonna be talking about what is life, lore of these nuts.
These nuts.
But today we're gonna talk about injuries.
Yes.
How? What? Why?
Because
Why?
honestly,
Dude,
why?
Daniel, I'm currently live right now.
No.
Oh no, he's gonna be hello.
Your music is jamming out your podcast. You can't hear shit.
Nice. You can type that.
I mean, but it's good music, to be fair.
Yeah, why is it so loud?
I don't know.
Oh, that's fair.
No, none at all.
There we go.
The greenish druid, nice.
I think it may have been Tep.
Was it me?
Yeah. No, it's too late. Thank you. Bye. It's
That's
too
funny.
late. Yeah, see all the text messages now. But no, it says the background music during co-host or multi-guest live, allow the creator or guest to hear the background music. So yeah, I do want to undo that.
Yeah.
You do want to hear that,
Not to the extent.
but just not
though.
super freaking loud.
Yes. Because that's all I can hear too, to be honest. But that was intentional. No.
The music?
Yes.
I turn it down.
The music.
Okay, is that better?
No, it was fine down. I just wanted to say what I can say. That's all.
So, my microphone's fine. Your microphone's at 300%.
300.
The primary speaker, yeah, it was at like 100%, but it was like blowing out loud.
Pourquoi?
I have no idea. So it says during the co-host, I guess to hear the background music played on your computer. Oh, okay. So you guys can still hear the music, right? But we're not being drowned out. If I turn it all the way down to like 2%, it probably would. Well, no, you can see where the green bar is and where our voices are. It was like way over here.
Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't even notice
fascinating.
that.
Yeah, no.
And see when it's like 7%, it's like almost on par with my voice.
Yeah. No, you're right. Fascinating.
Yeah, I wouldn't even cut. Thanks so much, Daniel.
Yeah.
Oh, we want that to be like 2%. There we go. So we should be all good. Well, we can't hear ourselves, so.
Nope. Oi. Oi.
Hopefully that's a lot better.
It's a good thing that this can be edited, maybe.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, I'll cut it down. It's recording. Live stream is just
That's true.
raw, unedited. But you have to go on the fly, you know?
And then when we have edited, it'll be different.
Who are you trying to get on my live stream
You're so silly.
and peddle your pitiful views?
You're so silly.
Ban them. Anyways. Okay, so we're going to be talking about injuries today. That's still, we got there. Eventually. So, again, just like what kind of injuries do you remember sustaining, or like, did you have any this week?
I mean, to be fair, I am quite the definition of a banana, and I bruise so easily. So injuries are just my common day-to-day. How they got there, I'm not sure, but
Fair.
I know something happened. Because the only injury that I can really recall that left a bruise was when I hurt my middle finger trying to run to the bathroom. And this was when we were at my mom's house, where they had 2.5 levels, if you will. And on the first floor, you go from the living room, and then there's a small staircase up to the kitchen, which will then go to the staircase to the bedrooms. So from the living room staircase to the kitchen, I wang-doogled my middle finger into the wall really hard. And, all in the need to go to the bathroom. And I didn't realize how hard I slammed my, finger into the wall until, like, after the fact. Because, adrenaline and all that. So when everything was said and done, I looked at my finger and it was just swollen. And I think it took, like, about a week or two for the swelling to stop. It was just...
Ugh.
Yeah. Very silly, but, when duty calls.
Yeah, when nature calls.
Nature, duty.
I mean, okay. I'm trying to think of if I've injured myself this week. I know I have. It's because I'm out of the two of us. You bruise like banana. I get mangled.
Yes, it's true.
But,
you don't
like,
show your bruises.
I don't show my bruises, but it's just like, oh yeah, I forgot. I cut myself
You
shaving. So that may not seem like a big deal, like oh, you just get a new razor or something, learn how to shave properly. It wasn't my face, which makes it sound 100 times worse. It was my arm. I was shaving something off because I was checking something like around my ring finger, and I usually will clean up that little area because I got hairy knuckles. I don't like having hairy knuckles, especially with my wedding band. It feels weird and they get tugged on. And so when I was cleaning up, I accidentally brushed it up against my top of my wrist, and it apparently got me really good. I don't know how it got me like that, but it was so gentle, and I didn't realize until halfway through the shower. I see blood dripping down my arm. I'm like, oh man, I really got myself. Just a normal day-to-day thing for me,
It
I
really
guess.
is. I mean, to be fair, you are a complete magnet to injuries.
Yeah, that's fair.
And our ongoing joke about you is that your guardian angels, I'm pretty sure is a team.
Oh yeah, they have to take shifts.
Yes. Your team of angels are all putting in overtime. And for what?
To keep me breathing. And vertical.
And they're doing a great job.
Well, some of them had to probably take some PTO. That's why I was at the back surgeries. They're like, all right, he's not going anywhere for a long time, guys. We can take a break.
I love how that is your angel's version of PTO.
Yeah.
Because it happened twice.
I was immobilized on the ground. So they're like, cool, we can take some time off now. Yay!
This sucker ain't going nowhere.
He can't hurt himself if he can't move.
I just think of the ShamWow. How he's putting the duct tape over the pipe and just shh.
Oh, that's not the ShamWow.
What's that again?
That's the chat help. What is it called? Flex tape.
Flex tape, that's the guy.
Yeah, when he slaps it on with the might of Zeus.
Yes,
Yeah, that.
the might of Zeus.
There's just stick a band-aid on it. I did get a band-aid. A very big band-aid on my back.
It's true. You got multiple of those.
Yeah, that was fun. gross too. Thank God, though.
Yes.
I'm able to walk now.
You are.
So I can't really say. I mean, I guess I can say that clearly is a result of an injury.
To which one? We don't know.
But we don't know what actually caused me to have my back issues, plural. Well, okay, no, that's not true. That's not true. The second back surgery, we know what caused that one to be me to go, horizontal. Because I fell down the stairs.
I thought it was a stair.
It was a stair. I fell down
step.
I fell down the stair. The singular last step.
Yep.
Because of the way our hallway apartment, condominium, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, still apartment. The
way-
hallway light.
Yeah, that's like a community hallway that goes downstairs out the back door. The bottom light was off, and it's pitch black going down that hallway, or once you get to the bottom. And I was walking down, thought I was on ground level, went to step like I was, just walking towards the door, not down, and missed a step, twist my ankle, and just kind of shuffled down. Well, not shuffled. It more or less just like kind of stumbled and then like gently fell to the ground.
It was one of those, what was it, infomercials where it's the lifeline lady.
Yeah,
Help,
the
I've
life alert,
fallen and
yeah.
I can't get back up.
Oh, I got back up. Probably, in hindsight, probably shouldn't have.
He didn't pay attention to the infomercials. They were all
That's
there.
fair. Yeah, that's most of because that was still technically during my healing phase from the first surgery.
Yes.
Like it wasn't like I was able to walk and drive and work and do all that stuff, but it technically wasn't fully set healed. Even though I think it was like a year later or so, it still was very, very sensitive. Because
I think it was about 2 years. Because
was
your
2 years?
surgeries are about 2 years apart.
Yes, because of yeah. It was still in that healing. Like it was pretty much fully healed to where I can function normal day to day, but the actual like vertebrae, the disc wasn't fully set,
Yeah.
unless it just doesn't heal. But at any rate, I
It is
blew that
nerve
thing out,
damage, But yeah.
and I didn't know for I think a week or two, and then the pain started getting to the point where I'm like, oh, this is very familiar.
I don't even know if it was even a week. It was very. The second time around was very fast.
Yeah, we were
especially-
on top of
Yes.
it. That's why too. We we knew what this was. And then when I got stuck on the yoga ball, that was the second time, right?
Yes. Yoga ball was turn number 2.
I don't remember my second surgery.
Probably for the best.
Like now that I'm thinking about it, I don't really remember it. Because that was with Dr. Khan, right?
Yes, that was for Dr. Khan. It was a very.
I don't remember being in the hospital, I guess is what I mean. Like I don't remember like going into the hospital, getting the surgery, and then I'm trying to remember. But I remember like all of the lead up and all of the after, but I don't remember like that little section. Oh, was I in the hospital overnight or did I come home?
You were there overnight. There was no way they were letting you home.
Well, I remember that the first surgery, it was...
The first surgery, they kicked you out because.
They wanted to. And my mom said, and I said no. Well, I didn't answer. And that was the doctor's answer. Because he said, hey, Andrew, do you think you're able to go home? And I looked at him and was like, whoa, who am I? I didn't say anything. I just looked at him and was like contemplating. And he goes, you're not going home. And I stopped breathing several times after. And the lady kept having to like wake me up and be like, Andrew, breathe. Or it was unless my mom was saying that.
You weren't stuck on the yoga ball the second time. Now I remember.
That was the first time?
That was the first time. The first
Right,
time
because
was-
the ambulance
Yes.
ride.
Yes.
That that poor paramedic. She did not deserve that.
She you know what? Everyone was doing their jobs the best they could with what they knew how.
Yeah. So I got stuck on a yoga ball because it was the only way I can relieve my back. Because it was the way the spine would stretch when I laid on my stomach, on like, I don't know where this, like on all four or something, but just kind of like laying on my stomach with the yoga ball underneath me, alleviated so much of the pain that I can actually like eat or breathe and even sleep. But it got to the point where when I went to go get up, it caused so much incredible pain that I could not sit up straight. And we ended up having to call 911 and get an ambulance out to help me, assist me out of the yoga ball and onto a chair where they would then carry me down the stairs. And then they put an IV in my hand, on the top of my hand, injected me with
Morphine?
no,
not morphine.
It was the F one, which we shouldn't say.
Oh.
Yeah. It was a very strong, very, very strong pain reliever, whatever you call it. Is it killer, I guess. But that did not help me at all. I was
they didn't even touch you.
It was still an excruciating pain. And when the paramedics saw that, they're like, "Oh, this isn't a normal pain. This is like, this man is suffering kind of pain." Yeah, and they put me on a chair, which I said, "I'm in so much agony and so much pain." They're like, "Legally, we cannot give you any more." I'm like, "I don't want any more. I want to go to the hospital." So I will grit my teeth as hard as I need to. Just get me to the hospital. And they threw me on the chair, which probably a lot of people don't know what stair chairs are. You may think like, oh, it's that chair that you just, sit in, it's motorized and it's just, meh. No, it is like a normal dining room chair. And the back legs are shorter than the front legs. So when there's four people that are like basically like funeral procession kind of carrying you, the front people hold the long legs, so when they go lower on the stairs, the person in the chair remains level. That it did not help. Nope. But it helped them get me down the stairs, which that's all that mattered. If I sat upright, my upper half of my body would press on my spine where the pain was. So vertical was better than horizontal.
Yeah.
No, horizontal was better than vertical. That's the click of saying it. Mm-hmm. They got me into the onto the gurney. They had to sit the headrest up a little bit, so where I was in like a neutral position. Get me into the ambulance. And we take off, and then the poor nurse, or not nurse, the poor paramedic lady,
the EMT,
or EMT, which I don't know which they're two different qualifications, but at any rate, they're in the back looking after me, and they're like, okay, I need to reach for this, adjust this, locked in, we're cruising, we're hitting a couple bumps, and I'm groaning every time we hit a bump. But I'm like, it's fine, I can deal with it, we're almost to the hospital. The back support that was like holding me up completely gave away, and I went from being slightly at like a obtuse kind of angle to being a complete 180 in a second. I screamed in so much pain.
Yeah.
That poor paramedic. That poor person in the back panicked so much. And I'm like, I know it's not their fault. It was nobody's fault. It's fine. Again, just take me.
Fine is not a good word for it.
I know, it wasn't fine. It wasn't okay, but gosh, that hurt.
But just take me to the hospital,
Yeah.
heathens.
Then they got me in there, and I got all set up, and then they got rid of me, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the doctor was just like, oh no, I think I was in there for, are you sure that wasn't the second one?
That was the very first one. Do you know how I know?
You were there?
Well, because the first one was around the vid time, so I was prohibited from going inside right away. I had to wait for them to let me know when I could.
No,
come
that's
in.
when you dropped me off.
Even then, both times. Because
I was in that hospital for 7 days before I got my surgery.
that was the second one, but
That was
the
yeah.
one that you were talking about with the ball was the first one. Because the second one, you went to the bedroom and, you were like, okay, let me go lay down and just, relax because,
Yeah.
You knew that there was a certain amount of familiarity with the pain.
This is why I'm saying I don't remember the second one that much.
Yes, and that's where I come in. And, you were just like, am I being paranoid? Am I, or is this the same thing?
Yeah.
Because you're just like, I did, even though it was one step, I did fall. And, like, you're just like, is this the same? Is this the same? And you were like, your initial thought was, okay, now that I'm in the bed, let me just try to relax. Let me see if, if I'm just overthinking or if this is actually it.
Yeah.
And I believe you turned just a little bit, just like you said, like you were stretching just to make sure.
Yeah, doing the normal yoga stuff
Yes.
or not yoga, the PT stuff that I was
Yes.
told to do.
Doing the normal PT stuff just to test like what's actually going on. And after one or two of movement, that's when you were like, nope, this isn't a test, this is it. And I asked you, do you want me to call the hospital or
Oh, right.
911?
Yeah.
And you're like, yes, right away. So I called, and I was not ready for people to
Yeah.
be all in their shoes, all in our bedroom.
I'm
Because it was
so
just
sorry.
us three.
I'm so
No, it's
sorry.
fine.
I know.
It's not fine, but we got through it. So, yeah, because this was the last time Ezio was in our room without you.
Yeah. He had to get locked. He was locked up in our room?
No, like,
You locked him up in the
so
guest
I
room.
locked him up in the guest room in his crate at first, and
Oh,
then
that's
I
right.
waited for everyone to go because I was gonna go to the hospital after, after they sent you there and all that stuff. And during that time, like, after everyone had already left, I locked the door and I let Ezio out because I'm like, I'm not just gonna keep him there screaming.
Yeah.
So I let him out, and then I start preparing for the hospital because I'm like, I'm gonna see you in the emergency room, right? Or in the room that they put you in, whichever comes first. And, I'm mentally taking my time. This is when I see Ezio there. And of course he's being cute. He's like, what's up?
This is where they take Dad.
Exactly. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, get out of here! Because, I just couldn't.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Poor
And then
puppy.
we went to the ER. And, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, no, this was a time where we were just like, he needs surgery, and, yes, you had to wait for such a long time. And I offered to go to the room with you, like, to stay overnight with you. You told me, no, you should go rest. And, it came from, let's see, it went to that to you not being able to sleep that night because you were in so much pain and your pain was under-regulated and under-managed. And with that, you were trying to call them, but then we discovered that the call light was off. And I remember when I came back to you the next day, I was just like, I wish I didn't let me talk myself into staying, like into going home that night, because like I was so mad for you.
I'm sorry.
But and that's highly why I believe that that's why you blocked out the second surgery.
Yeah. Oh, right. Because I'm starting to remember more and more about that night I stayed there. It's because I had such intense heartburn. It was like they gave me, I don't remember what they gave me. Stool softener. It was just stool softener. But it made like my stomach acid so violent. And I kept like, I was pressing the button. I was like, I don't want to bother them. I don't want to bother them. Because those of you that don't know me, I am very, I don't want to inconvenience you with my pain or dying. Again, we'll talk about other instances about that. But it got to the point where I was like, I'm going to vomit and I cannot get out of bed. So I had to, like, I was pressing the call light and I'm like, no one's coming. And then I can't remember how they ended up coming in. Someone ended up coming in, and after I was pressing the button so many times, they're like, oh, what's going on? I was like, I'm going to vomit. And they had like a bunch of people like show up, and I'm sitting there holding this like tub while they like sat me up, and I'm just like, this is bad. And they're like, here's this medicine. And I'm like, if it's the stool softener, I'm not taking it anymore. Like, I know that I need to go to the bathroom. Like, medically, you guys like need me to use a bathroom. I understand that. But this is causing me so much pain. So, yeah. Oh, no, Bubby.
Hey, baby.
I brought Ezio's little stool / tabletop closer to us so he can be a part of our conversations. But he's also just like, but you're not watching anything. But yeah, those were the back injuries. I remember that now.
Yeah, we can talk about hospital wrongdo's later.
That would be another.
Which we have.
That would be
So
another
many.
good episode.
Yes.
I don't know what is playing right now, so.
I have no idea. We could always have nothing playing and then just retroactively put it
Well,
in
I mean,
there
if there's people watching the live, I'd rather
that's
them.
true.
It's easier just to do this.
Yes.
When you were talking more, Ezio hair in my mouth. If we talked more like about serious matters, I could switch it to more of like a serious kind of
Fair
ambient. Like when you were talking about the whole incident of me going through
Yes.
this nightmare situation, I switched over the music to more of a. Well, it said the was it murder podcast or whatever it was. What is it? Not murder. What are they called?
True crime?
True crime. Thank you.
The murder.
It was like true crime podcast, like music that you play in the background.
Dun dun dun.
So, any other injuries? Any associated with the crime? Since we talked about the true crime podcast for like a half a second.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess this one is affiliated with a crime.
I'm sorry, I'm moving my mic.
So, I forgot when this happened,
Whee!
but this is a. I'm
Go
trying
on.
to think. There was a situation between. I forgot. Give me a moment. So I used to work in healthcare. I'm not going to say what brand or what department. And with that, you know, everyone has to do the whole HIPAA. And, you know, that whole, we swear to do no harm and all things of that nature. And we have to truly look beyond our human tendencies to judge. And, you know, like no matter who you're dealing with, you have to heal them or you have to serve them because, you know, you're in the hospital. So, some time ago, there was this individual. He was a violent man, especially towards women. And he used to deal drugs. Like, he was a drug dealer, to say the least. And, you know, with this, he was very, very violent. And
Yeah.
one of his customers one night was this person, right? And he decided that she was going to be his target. And so he offered her something new. And he said that it's going to be free of charge if you do it with me. Like, you know, the substance.
Yeah.
So she agrees, and they go off to a forest preserve or what have you. And in that forest reserve, he, you know, think of a, what is it?
Oh, I'm thinking.
No. I'm just trying to think. He mutilated. That's the best way that I can say is that
Yikes.
he mutilated this person. And it was to the point where the surgeon that was rescuing her was like, this is the worst case I've ever seen. And with that, he was, you know, sentenced at first, but then became sick. So then his life sentencing at jail ended up being a house arrest situation. And, you know, you can imagine the amount of injustice that people internally felt.
Oh, yeah.
When they hear something like that, where you are doing inhumane things to another human being to the point where you disfigured them more than what a surgeon has ever seen in their career. That's
Pretty
saying
brutal.
something.
That is pretty brutal. Jesus.
And you're taking his sentence from a life sentence in jail to house arrest. Like, women everywhere. Can you imagine?
No.
So, you know, with that, he was a patient where I worked, and all the female staffs hated working with him because he would quite literally lunge at you. It didn't matter that he was wheelchair bound, didn't matter that he had a trach, none of that mattered, and that he was ventilator bound. Nope. He will launch himself at you. And, you know, of course that would not make any female staff feel safe and could lead to potential injuries, which is why I brought it up here. Segue! But yeah, no.
Segway.
Right? Segue to injuries.
Oh, well, wow. What did he attack anybody? Like actually
Yeah,
get a hold
he
of
tried
somebody?
to.
Well, he said tried to.
Well, I don't think he was able to grab at anyone, thank goodness, but I know he launched.
Attempted a lot.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, I've seen both sides, I guess is what I'm saying, in the hospital, whether you're a patient or hospital staff. Injuries can be, unfortunately, everywhere.
I don't know how to follow up that. I brought out my notebook.
I'm
just
sorry.
No, listen. I brought out my notebook just because like I'm listening to you talk and I'm like, oh, when you said this, it reminds me of this. Just in case that happened. Because I lose track of thoughts so quickly.
The nut.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm listening to your story, and I'm like, nothing's really coming to mind when you were saying that. Like, nothing I can relate to it, but just like, oh, the woods made me think about how I got injured in the woods, and oh, okay. There you go.
The nut, she returns.
I didn't have a chance to write it down, but I'm gonna say when you originally were telling the story of this, or you know, when you were talking about this, I didn't think of anything, but now that I'm like going back and thinking, I can honestly say like, oh, okay, I can segue since you talked about the forest. That doesn't make any sense the way I'm wording it. look,
ADHD and
look,
nuts,
I'm
honey.
trying here, okay? But an injury that happened in the woods, I know of one. I don't know if you can remember it.
Was it when you fell?
Yes. So where I used to live was like in the middle of the country, and the land that we lived on or adjacent to or near, or I guess on, was all farmland. And way off in the distance, because it was like 200 plus acres of farm, but in the middle of this field, so it was like probably like 2 or 3 football fields away. It was a distance, but it was a good distance away. There would be an isolated woods. There was no road, or like there was like a creek that you can drive along the side of, not like the slanted part of the creek, but like it's a good like maybe 1 car width, maybe like a car width and a half of just grass. You can drive along that and get to a spot where you can walk through the cornfield or bean field, whichever it was, to get to the woods. It was isolated. Like think of like an island in the middle of a pond. Like you can drive around it, but you can't drive to it. So you had either, if you had like an all-terrain vehicle, or not all-terrain, but if you had like an ATV or a 4-wheeler, you could drive to it technically. But regardless, I walked all the way out there to go hunting. I used to hunt a lot. I love it. I still do. Archery, best way to hunt, hands down. I don't care what anybody else says. But I walked out there and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to use my dad's tree stand. For those of you that don't know anything about tree stands or hunting in general, real quick, I had a tree stand out there that was a 2-person tree stand that had a built-in ladder. So you would set it up to a way where it's leaning against a tree, it's strapped to the tree, and then the ladder comes down from the stand. Mm-hmm. So it was all built, all metal, all one piece. And it was very sturdy. Several like severe thunderstorms and potential tornadoes, still standing. It was great. So I wanted to try my dad's, which is not built like that at all. It is essentially, I can't even call it a stool. So it had a seat, which was just big enough for, 2 cheeks. That's it. Like it was like the size of a toilet.
Oh jeez.
But
no.
thinner.
Oh.
So like the seat wasn't like, it was an oval, but in the more of the horizontal, and then like the vertical, like a toilet seat. So it was very, very narrow, and it had a foot platform that was maybe about like 1.5 feet from the seat. So it's literally just 3 pieces of metal. Mm-hmm. The stand, which attaches the foot platform to the seat, that is it. And then it has like some teeth that kind of bite down into the tree so it doesn't slide. And that is ratchet strapped to the tree. Now, notice how I didn't mention that there is a ladder going to this tree stand. My dad had an old aluminum ladder that slid, and it the 2 pieces would slide, to make it longer. So I set it up, assuming that I don't need to recalculate or set up this ladder in any way. It leans against the tree, not the tree stand, just next to the tree, or onto the tree next to the stand. Same tree, obviously. And I climb up it, and I'm going halfway up, and I'm like, man, this ladder is making a lot of noise. And it suddenly just goes, I'm going to be 2 ladders now, instead of just 1 ladder. And I get to the tree stand, it goes, and I'm like, well, here I go. Whee! And I land on my back and my side a little bit, and then just laid there, completely out of breath, because it knocked the wind out of me. And I'm just laying there, just like, trying to catch my breath, finally able to breathe, and I'm like, I'm just laying here. Just lay here. You don't need to move right now. You're fine. And I'm thinking like, you know, I have deer attractant on me, which is essentially deer urine. And I'm like, if a deer comes over and just pummels me to death while I'm laying on the ground, that would be less than ideal. So I managed to get up, brush myself off as best I could, and then go, I play mill sometimes. Oh, that's a reference. I thought it was something about, anyways. I had to keep an eye on my messages just in case someone tells me, like, hey, by the way, your recording is super loud or it's super quiet. Instead of, you know, putting it in the chat for some reason, they text me. I understand. Daniel explained it very well, and I appreciate him. I just want to make sure it's not happening again. So I decided just to stay and continue to hunt, even though the sound of my body slamming into the, you know, the damp, grassy, leaf-covered area probably spooked everything in that entire area. I stayed there for like a few hours and then managed to go back. Not thinking that my ribs may or may not be broken.
I mean, what's a broken rib?
And I'm just sitting there, and this was early in the morning this happened. And then later that day, Tep's like, hey, let's hang out with some friends. And I'm like, yeah. And I think we went out to dinner and then went to hang out with friends. And I'm laying on the floor at our friend's house in the basement. And they're like, hey, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And I don't remember much after that. There was no hospital trip.
There might, or rather, there should have been.
Probably should have been.
But, you know, c'est la vie.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't break anything, but definitely hurt myself.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
You
that
didn't help.
was enough to warrant, like, some concern, but not enough to be like, you should go to the hospital. Like, looking back at it now. Like, I don't think I was in that much pain to where it would have been like, obviously, if I lifted up my shirt and you seen like this massive bruising that was all like purple and red, we would be like, yeah, that's internal bleeding. You need to go to the hospital.
That's a no-no.
But I didn't even bruise. That was a weird thing. Like, it hurt for several days after, but there was no like outward marking. So that was fun. It hurt to breathe.
Really now?
Yeah, it was fun. Good times.
Your definition of the word fun.
I mean, again, it's something we can laugh about after it happened.
Yes, most definitely. Because I'm trying to think what other, like, injuries. Like, I know that when I first met you, I knew that you were going to be, well, when I first met you, but when I got to know you and your family history, I understood that you have a lineage of being accident prone.
Oh yeah. So
Magnets.
remember earlier when we talked about I had 2 back surgeries? It's because I had a herniated discs, plural. I had 2 herniated discs, the first time and the second time, and we don't know what caused that to happen. So there's the reason why we said we don't know what caused is because there was so much that happened to me. Like, it could have been me falling out of that tree.
Could have been you getting stabbed, getting shot.
No, it wasn't being
getting ran over.
No, that maybe. The first 2 definitely not. Had nothing to do with my spine. But definitely like the falling out of the tree, or even just like certain things I did at work, like lifting, you know, entire lazy boy sofas by myself and carrying them upstairs. Easily could have been anything like that too. Actually, that may have been it. That was probably the cause of it. I'm not going to go into too much detail from that one. That's my first actual back injury. Is the exact same pain that I was feeling the past few times. I never made the connection until, you know,
Until now?
the second surgery.
Yeah.
But I did other jobs before that job that really like pushed my back to its like absolute limits, straining it. So it could have happened way back then, and I just didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, But, you know, I feel like that is the most unfortunate thing about men, in that you guys are expected to be strong.
Yeah.
So you're expected to do all these, you know, very fiscal, laborious jobs.
Well, biologically, it was proven that men naturally have more
I mean,
muscle mass
yeah.
because of testosterone. But there's still outliers of women that are, well, I will say, that are insanely stronger than
Yeah,
any
oh,
man I
no.
know.
No, I'm not discounting anyone. I'm just saying statistically.
Yeah,
And-
biologically, like
Yeah.
the average.
Yes,
I guess
the
it is.
average.
There we go.
Which is why I was going to segue into this. Why it makes sense that on average, men in their 30s have those type of herniations.
Oh yeah.
Because they're supposed to, you know, they're expected to be lifting those things, and, you know, there's always going to be that calculated, or rather, what is it?
Socially stereotyped.
No.
Oh.
Combination, I guess? Acquiring.
Oh,
Like,
I know what you're talking about. Like
yeah.
the combination of
Yeah, of
being
everything.
expected to do that, but also like your body's
Yeah.
your body's not.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're not in a cartoon where we can be hit a million times and recover just fine.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
No, I understand what you're saying, but like I thought women had back problems before men.
If their tits are big enough.
No, but when I went to go to the doctor, he says like statistically, usually men get their a herniated disc from anywhere from like this age to this age. And I thought for women it was sooner.
Honestly, I'm not sure. I don't remember him saying that part.
I think it was because it was just to me.
I think so.
But yeah, that also is just kind of like, why is that? And then your comment, Tiggo bitties.
I'm not wrong. Like, fight me, because I know I'm
Is
right.
that why I have back pain?
Breast reductions goes both ways, buddy.
Oh, these are pecs, not breasts. Or boobies.
Tomato.
They're titties. I'm sorry, that's just what they are.
Or as they say, the moobs.
Moobs, man, boobs. I don't like just saying man. Boobs are just gender neutral terms.
Yeah.
Everybody's got boobs. I don't care what you say. Either you're flat chested or you're not, still a boob. A tit is a tit.
Still a boob.
Insert
A tit is a tit.
insert the Mr. Incredible math is math meme. It's like a tit is a tit.
Preach.
And then it's just the birds.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Like, that'll be another fun like T-shirt idea for a tit is a tit, a bird is a bird.
Bird is a bird. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a tit.
I like it. That'll be the first season of our
It's
merch.
so dumb.
It's a tit.
A tit is a tit. I don't care who it belongs to.
Is a tit.
And I know it's pronounced teat, but you know what?
Teat. The TTs.
TTs and tatas. Whenever we have a
Next
guest,
episode.
yeah, whenever we have a guest speaker, it's gonna be a TT or a tata. So are you a TT or a tata? I'm not asking for your pronouns. I want to know if you're a TT or a tata.
That's the more pressing matter.
It's dumb. It's like the zodiac sign. Like, what's your zodiac sign?
I don't care about that, TT or tatas.
I don't care about that. I want to know who you're picking in Super Smash Bros. Only the 64 one, because that's the only one I can really remember.
Same.
All of the characters.
We're old.
Very. If it's any indication of my back.
Your back is a 60-year-old.
Diagnosed.
Wasn't it 80 or
80.
80?
Yeah. My back was actually diagnosed by a surgeon that I have the spine of an 80-year-old. So any 80-year-old that's just laid up in bed being like, oh, I can't. Liars.
Shenanigans.
You're a liar. I know it because I have the back of an 80-year-old and I'm doing all this stupid stuff still. Like carrying the cases of water and everything from our car up the stairs. Yeah. I'm not saying you, I'm saying like carrying multiple things. One trip.
He does
Because
like
I'm a
his
man.
Because I'm a man. Real men do one trips.
Yeah. I just remember the image of the guy that's has like all those shopping bags in his hands and then he has the one between his cheeks. It's just like, yes.
All parties are
trip.
involved.
It's one trip.
One trip or nothing.
Anything that grips.
Anything that grips will grip.
Yep.
I just imagine like his shoulder blades also like in the back.
In between.
Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. And
Yes.
his teeth.
Like,
Oh, that's another thing we can add to the list. Put right there.
I'm still alive,
Whoops.
motherfucker!
he sure is.
He's gonna say it again. He just said I'm really quick. Doodling.
Doodle.
Did I have that written down already?
Oh, that would be fun. Doodle doodle.
Yeah, so like for a live stream we draw stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's not a how-to, it's just more like a chat and doodle.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, Matt's playing Once Human. I forgot I got a big update.
Oh yeah. I remember we had that game.
Yeah, still do. I don't think it's installed on the computer anymore.
Oh well.
It's still in my Steam account though. Yeah, let's see. What other injuries do we have? I'm trying to think of more that are recent than like a million years ago. You know, old. I talked about the one where probably busted up a few ribs or at least, you know, bruised them. Let's see. I know there's a lot of different injuries, but I don't want to take all the spotlight with mine.
I mean, to be fair, I don't really injure myself. I just have.
How about when you don't injure yourself when there's clearly should have been an injury?
Yeah.
Or taking a shower and
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
woozy.
no, I know. So, I don't hydrate that well, and it's one of my downfalls. Cause you know, I'm a person of many talents, and drinking just isn't one of them. Like I hate drinking. I hate the byproduct of drinking, all that stuff. So, I tend to faint enough and get lightheaded enough because, you know, blood pressure's low from not staying hydrated. Fine, whatever. And with that, I discovered through my doctor that women have a tendency of fainting in the showers because they're, one, both severely dehydrated, and two, hot water can lead to, severe dehydration, which can lead to fainting. You know, a very bad cycle, if you will. So, I took a shower, and in the midst of me getting ready and everything else like that, I start getting dizzy, because, you know, I know the signs at this point. And I panic. I'm just like, Mom, running outside the, hallway and running downstairs because my mom's in the kitchen. And I'm like, Mom. And, in that, I forget my footing. So I tumble down the stairs. I black out. I, hit my nose a few times here and there. Whatever. Same old. I ragdolled. And when I, came to down this, like when I was already at the foot of the stairs, I was like, oh, that happened. I feel fine. I'm gonna go. And that was my, stair story where I should have busted my nose, honestly, but thankfully I didn't.
Crazy. I
They always say to ragdoll when
Well,
you're going to
yeah.
be in a serious injury.
like an accident of any kind. It's kind of like
Yes.
if you go limp, it's better.
Yes.
Yeah.
My nose is living proof of that.
I mean, your entire body. If you because I imagine, as someone that's fell downstairs before, but again, oh my God, I did. I totally did. I was sleepwalking when I was a child, but yeah, like you can totally fall downstairs and be completely fine, like not have a single issue. But when you fall down the stairs and you're completely conscious during it,
Yeah, because you're tensing.
you can die.
Exactly. You cause your body to tense and everything else like that, and you end up hurting yourself more. So it's always good to ragdoll.
True. Well, I mean, it's hard to just naturally go ragdoll, right?
I mean, that's fair. Yeah, because it's that anticipation, unfortunately, that causes everyone to tense.
See, my mic is bouncing a lot.
Tense.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why my mic, because I think it's sliding down.
Oh no.
I don't know, but if it moved from this position, then I'll know it's sliding down. Because
Yes.
before I didn't realize that it was pointing at my chest and neck, and I'm like, didn't I just adjust this?
The answer will shock you.
Yeah, I'm skeptical, but it's also hard to measure if it actually is.
Fair enough. He is using a medicine bottle.
yeah.
And I love it. I love every bit of it.
I'm testing to see if it is getting lower, if it's just, me seeing things. Because whenever it bounces or moves. So I think it's every single time I adjust myself. I don't know. It's weird. It's going limp.
It's going limp, gosh. It's like that popsicle.
The floppy popsicles.
Okay, so
Worms.
in my defense, all I can see right now is the red mic and then the yellow sound thing.
Oh, that's fair.
So I'm just those two colors are just those floppy popsicle sticks right now.
Yeah, they're the Trolleys gummy worm
Yes.
popsicles.
They
Yeah,
look very sad.
they look. Well, it sits upright, fully erect, and then the lady's just and just moves her wrist and it just goes flaccid. It's just whoa.
Just like in real life.
Well, just like the either a popsicle or a gummy worm. So that's the kind of the reason for it. I want to try them. I genuinely want to try it because it looks so silly.
It is very
But I'm
silly.
nervous that it's gonna be the texture's gonna really throw me off, like it's frozen gummy worm or something.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Because I'm a textured person.
You
I like
are.
certain textures and I hate other textures.
I would imagine it'll be kind of reminiscent to those frozen grapes where it'll have maybe a harder outing and then the inside is weirdly gooey but not.
Oh,
crisp.
yeah.
Somewhere between crisp and goo.
Like a slush.
Yeah,
like a tight
like a
packed
slush, yes.
Yeah. Is there music playing? Oh no, it's tapering. I don't like when songs do that.
Do what, honey?
Where they taper and then they have 30 seconds of just pure silence. And it's that's so dumb. End the song.
Just end it already.
Yeah, this is a chill song. I
like
like that. This is yeah.
Yeah, this is vibing.
But so unintentional injuries, I can't think of any. Well, I can think of hundreds of instances where I have been injured and I need to go to the emergency room or
Don't
should
tell
have.
mom.
Yeah, those are those. Yeah, those don't tell mom. I have so many of those. I'm not gonna do that because my mom might listen to this later. So.
Coward.
Mom, I'm sorry.
Mom, I'm sorry.
I mean, she knows all my injuries, so probably not the one me falling out of the tree stand. No, she does.
Yeah.
I remember we talked about that, and she's like, "You what?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, whoops."
Hi,
So,
Mom.
hi, Mom. I'm sure there's other ones that definitely would get her very angry at me.
Yep.
But at any rate,
I have a lifelong approval from Mom to hit you at any time.
yeah, I know. Well, I was just thinking about an injury that happened to somebody else that I caused. But it was like he completely did not react to it at all. And I'm like, dude, are like you for real right now? Like you should be like in pain or like freaking out. And he was like, I'm fine. I'm cool. Just continue. So Ethan and I
I knew it was gonna be Eve. I don't know how, but I knew.
and if Ethan's listening to this, he's gonna know immediately when I said I'm fine. He's gonna be like, oh yeah, he's gonna talk about this. Excuse me. Did you hear the cheek go quack? I smiled too hard. Anyways, I love talking about me and Ethan's stories. They get so wild. We were in our front yard playing, and again, this is like in the middle of the country, and we were just playing with a frisbee, and we were tossing it back and forth, and I flung it at Ethan, and it hit him square perfectly in the throat. Like it just whap right in the throat, and I immediately panicked because I know what it feels like to get hit in the throat. It sucks. Like you struggle to like breathe or even swallow, and I flung this hard plastic frisbee square into his throat. It didn't ricochet off anything. He didn't like stop with his hands, and it slipped. It hit him perfectly in the throat.
Oh no, I was just moving it.
Anyways, it just bam, and I sprint towards him like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Are you okay? So like say something, and he's just like looking at me. He's like, I'm fine. Don't. It didn't hurt. It's fine. I'm cool. I'm just like, dude, how are you okay? I hit you square hard in the throat with this frisbee, and he's just like, yeah, I'm fine. Let's just keep playing. And he picks up the frisbee, and it wasn't like that where you're just trying to play off the injury. Like I'm so hurt right now. Like don't acknowledge it. Don't talk about it. I just want to keep playing, and you're like bleeding out of your leg because you fell off your bike.
Yes.
This was like genuinely, he was completely unfazed by it. Like he was not in any kind of pain. Just like, yep, that happened. Let's continue.
Why are you making such a big deal out of it, bro?
Yeah, I was like, dude, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, I got hit in the throat by a disc.
Right? I just got throat checked. It's fine.
But like 30-mile-an-hour frisbee. That's, whatever, dude. Let's
Like,
just
don't be a punk.
Yeah,
Like, get good, scrub.
you should be panicking. I should have chopped him in the throat.
I would imagine, like, you know how superheroes always have those, like, super strength and whatnot? And in that type of situation where it should hurt them, and they're just like, I don't understand why you guys are acting like this.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's completely unfazed. Just.
I just
What?
imagine that, like, just like karate chop to the neck, and your brother going like, what?
Like the barbarian guy from Dungeon Suit. Like the barbarian guy that like fought against the Medusa and then just like broke
Yes,
free, like that kind of thing. Or he
yes.
just gets hit by something, he's just like, and.
And yes.
Oh, that's good stuff. But yeah, he's a little trooper when he was a kid. There was other injuries that he sustained when he was a kid, but completely unfazed by it.
Yeah.
I can't think of any off the top of my head. If he was here, I'm sure he can tell a few.
Oh, I'm sure you can, because I don't remember why I tell him this a lot, but I remember vividly going, Ethan, I told your mom we would bring you back in one piece. Please don't make me a liar.
Is that when we were rock climbing?
I don't know. I think it was before that, because I remember him coming over several times when he was younger, and I'm just like, Ethan, please. I'm trying to bring you back in one piece for your mom. Why are you making this difficult?
That sounds like something. It sounds like something Ethan would do. Or me.
And your poor mom looks at me and, constantly goes, see what I have to deal with. And I'm like, I see.
Yeah.
This is my future.
Yes. You willingly chose.
I know. I see my future and it's oddly broken.
But hilarious nonetheless.
Oddly misshapen, I think would be the better term, but yes.
What other injuries have you like witnessed or caused?
Well, I can't remember injuries that I've caused per se. Oh, well, this was a Three Stooges type of moment in the hospital world. It shouldn't be funny, but in a morbid, dark humor way, kinda
It's always a
is.
good way to start a conversation.
So I was working a shift in the hospital, right? And we were in the ICU, and as Sunny night would go, we have a code. And this poor patient, not gonna say anything that would, that would identify them, but they had a code, and there was a huge amount of red goo. And with that, like, the bed was just filled with it at this point because we were doing, we're doing the typical code, CPR, life breath through the ventilator, all that jazz. And at one point in time, we were switching out between the suction and the Ambu bag because she needed one, because there were so many red goo, like, just overflowing. We needed to get rid of that with the suction,
Yeah.
but also we needed to make sure the patient had any oxygen. So, it became kind of like that dance between goo, oxygen, CPR, goo, oxygen, CPR, the whole dance. And somewhere in the dance, when I was trying to disconnect the oxygen, I slapped one of the hospital workers with the bloody Ambu bag, and this was the person doing CPR on the patient's chest. So imagine you're doing staying alive, like the whole rhythm, and then you get smacked in the face with a bloody piece of plastic.
Was it bloody or the blood inside it?
It was bloody.
Oh, on the outside?
Yes.
Oh, gross.
The blood was on the outside, and this poor person, like, imagine you're going in a rhythm of life-saving, and then you get, suddenly stopped.
Can you describe what an Ambu bag is?
So an Ambu bag, it's like a, let me think. It's that bag it's like a balloon bag that fills up with air. Or oxygen.
Isn't it just like an oversized, like, guys know a blood pressure cuff?
Yes.
A little squeezy thing for a blood pressure cuff? Mm-hmm. It's basically like a larger version of that and clear?
Not really, I guess clear.
Like a bluish kind of
It can
opaque?
be. So, like, the part that you squeeze itself can be blue, but then the balloon part that, the reservoir for the oxygen, that's usually clear / opaque, not exactly transparent, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, with that, and you're squeezing the air into it, or squeezing the air into the person, and yeah.
Like a one-way valve.
Yes, it's a one-way valve. Thank you. So yeah, I clocked the hospital worker in the face with that, the plastic part, and of course they're just like blink, like what just happened.
Was the plastic part like rigid or flaccid?
The plastic part is slightly rigid, only slightly though,
Okay.
because it has to be malleable enough for it to take in air and then take out air.
So like rubbery stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's not like a hard piece of plastic bag, but it's not really like a sandwich bag soft.
Yeah,
it's
like,
still like
it'll
you're
still
getting,
go back
like
to
a
its original
dodgeball.
state. Yeah.
Like you get hit by a dodgeball, so it has give, but not not that much.
Exactly.
When you're hitting somebody in the face with it.
So it wasn't the worst thing to get hit in the face with, but definitely jarring. And but yep, pretty much how that went, and it will live rent free in my head forever because it's been about I want to say at the very least 6 to 7 years since that happened, and
God.
I can still remember the face, the very shock and awe face of, yeah, that just happened.
You're sitting there doing the compression, doing the stay alive, bonk.
It's like,
It's still going.
right, like trooper, truly a hero.
It would have been funnier if you just like you did that and you were like, yeah, and you like walked away.
Honestly,
Just-
I wish I could have like swipered out of there, because that was quite the interesting turn of events.
the ultimate Three Stooge moment.
Yes, the hospital work that I swear, I think that, as I often say, I think that our life is a joke. And working in the hospital, we had way too many of those why is life like this moment. And that was one of the, like I said, one of the Three Stooge emergencies that I'm just like, wow, all right.
It's great.
Yes.
Oh God.
I would love to see that animated one day. Right. Just what?
I threw in the bonk sound to the soundboard.
Nice.
Oh, I forgot I had a soundboard I can just push buttons on.
Yes, it's very convenient.
Yeah. What other ones have I? I'm trying to think of ones that didn't directly happen to me, because I'm like, I could talk about those, but it's so much.
I mean, that'll be your own segment, though. You could do that next or now. Actually.
I mean, I could just like go in, but I'm trying to think of like something that's comical like yours, 'cause that was really funny.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like I said, hospital work definitely gives you a weird, dark sense of humor. Or at least you have to develop one in order to survive. And, like I said, whacking someone with a bamboo bag was definitely one of the highlights.
Definitely. I can think of injuries where I've hurt myself and everyone just kind of like scuffed it off and they're just like, oh, poor person got hurt. And then they see the injury and they're like, oh my God, how are you not panicking?
Yeah.
So that instance that I had one of those was I was working for the Kmart distribution center. And I did that 2 different jobs. One I worked in security, the other one I worked in the actual truck loading, which I hated, still hate it to this day. To all of the people that are loading trucks working in distribution center, they'll always have my respect. Like, absolutely, that is a terrible job to have, unless you're in like a very like clean, very well managed, very well, like scheduled, air conditioned, like luxury kind of working where you're just like you're using a forklift to like just push boxes back and forth. That's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing that. But like to the guys that are like working at the Walmart or the Sears kind of like distribution centers where it's just like they just have to like get in, put as many boxes as they can into this truck and get out at like 100+ degree heat with no AC and they're just dying the entire time. I worked again on both sides of that where I was a security / like not human resources, but what did I end up? My official title was HES, where it was health, environmental, and security, I think. They should have threw in a logistics in there too, but that wasn't really our job, the logistics stuff. It was more or less just make sure like people's health was okay, nothing was harming the environment, and everything was where it's supposed to be, and people are following the rules. So we would take it. Some of us took it more serious than others, mostly the management. I was expected, and everyone assumed that I was one of those guys that took it like, you have to do it this way or else. I was never really like that. I was like, hey man, just don't have your earbuds. Don't have both earbuds in. Just have one in. I literally didn't care. Because I'm like, working all day in complete silent and listening to those like
hard.
trucks move around for like 10 or 12 hours. Like, yeah, have an earbud in, but just make sure the volume's down low enough to where if someone's talking to you, you can hear them. stuff like that. I literally didn't care. Dress code, everyone like, hey, P. Malone. The other like dress code stuff that I adhered to was like, yeah, if a guy was wearing like a very loose fitting like tank top, I would say like, hey, you can't wear that. And they'll be like, oh, why? Why? Is like, because one, if women aren't allowed to wear that, neither are you. It's not fair to them. Secondly, it's a huge safety hazard. If that shirt gets caught on something and you get pulled away by a floor truck, or if, you know, a piece of metal is sticking out and it catches your shirt and you pull down the entire like stack of stuff on top of you, it's a hazard. So I'm sorry, like, I have to take your safety into account for this. I know it's hot and I know it sucks inside warehouses, but it is what it is. Again, that was when I was on security, but over on the actual loading the truck side, I went out and bought some gloves because the guys were telling me like, hey, if you don't have gloves, if they don't give you gloves, make sure you have gloves all the time, because you can really hurt yourself. So I was like, okay. So gloves, it also eases it up on your skin so you didn't get calluses or, you know, box burns, because, you know, boxes sliding from your hands, or chemicals and stuff like that. So I'm sitting there loading this truck, not really sure what I'm doing, because they just were like, yeah, put this material in there. And I'm like, cool, but do it this specific way. And if you don't do it this way, you'll be in trouble. So like, for instance, you have boxes of like macaroni or like dried pasta, or boxes of like other food items, potato chips, whatever. Don't put chemicals like bleach or laundry detergent on top of that, because if there's if something happens to that package, they don't want it to get on the food underneath it. Also, weight of like liquid versus something like macaroni, it's not very smart. So I was doing it the way they showed me, but because the material was coming down in complete random order, it wasn't coming in like, here's all the chemicals first, then here's all the food product, because you can't really anticipate that. I was slow. I'm not gonna like sugarcoat it. I was very slow, and I'm trying to speed up as quick as I can. And one of the boxes got damaged by a pallet, and I didn't know that. So when I went to go grab it, I was grabbing it normally, and it slid from my hands. There was a chunk of wood stuck in this cardboard box. It was no longer stuck in that cardboard box. It is now stuck in my finger. And I was just like, ow, this sucks. And so I, dropped the box, removed my glove very carefully, and I could see this good 2-inch chunk of wood long, but I could only see like an inch of it because it was so embedded in my finger. So I went over to the thing, and I was just like, hey, I have a splinter. I need to like some tweezers to get this out. And they laughed at me. They're like, oh, he's got a splinter. Oh, he needs, I'm like, yeah, I don't know what else to describe this other than a splinter. And they're like, okay, well, let me take a look. They're, again, mocking me like, oh, baby got a splinter in his finger. Oh, did you chip a nail too? Because, like earlier you said, society see men being as rugged and tough and strong.
Like, how dare you?
So they mock me having the splinter, and I still have pictures of the damage that the splinter did to my finger. And I'm not going to show them because I don't want to have to go through that hassle. But the man looked at my finger, the supervisor that was just mocking me. He quickly grabbed my hand and my finger, like not where the splinter is, but he was trying to like perform a tourniquet on my finger, and immediately pulled me into his office, no longer laughing or mocking me. It was pure panic in this man's face. The other manager didn't know what happened. He just saw the glove, like my hand. The manager grabbed me and then yanked me to the office. They were like, do you need an ambulance? Do we need to call 911? I'm like, guys, calm down. Just get me some water and get me some tweezers. It'll be fine. And they're like, it's not okay. And I'm like, it's fine, guys. I'm not bleeding. There's nothing. It's all like surface level.
But did you die?
Yeah, and I'm like, it's fine. I just give me some tweezers and something to flush it out with so I can get the wood off and I can get back to work. And they're like, no, you're not getting back to work. It's like, it's fine. And so when they went off to like go get like their first aid stuff, and I'm like, I reach out and I pull out my box knife that I used for like cutting off like plastic wrap and stuff, and then I started like to cut the wood out of my hand.
You're just carving the wood out yourself, like, you
So,
know.
like, I gotta get
they're
back to
taking
work.
Too long.
I gotta get back to work. Like you're on like a schedule. You have a quota to meet when you're loading up those trucks. And I was already falling behind, and I'm like, I'm not letting this get, any further behind. And so the manager comes back, slaps the knife out of my hand. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm trying to get the wood out." Why would
Clearly,
you-
I'm doing my job,
I
sir.
know. So he finally got me some tweezers and some like cleaning stuff, some saline or whatever. And I'm pulling out all the fragments, and I like, look around, and he's not looking anymore. And I take my knife to make sure that it's clean. There's no more wood in my finger, none that I can get to anyways. And the nasty scar that's left on this gash, no blood, by the way. My fingers were so calloused back then that there was no blood for, like, there was no
Yeah.
like a way it would have gotten to that point. And so I wrapped it up, and then I was like, all right, I'm going back to work. And they're like, no, like, we have paperwork we need to fill out. You got seriously injured. I'm like, but I could still use my finger. It's not that serious. Apparently it was very serious that anyone had an injury like that in such a long time, that they took it very, very serious, because apparently I could have sued. I was also a temp. I wasn't hired by them.
Thickens.
Yeah, so I wasn't actually under this warehouse's like normal like employment. I was a temp working through a temp agency, so if they found out that I got injured without giving proper safety measures of like, having my...
Yeah, because you were mocked.
Not just that, but it was because I wasn't given the proper gloves.
Oh, yeah.
I had to provide my own. Yeah, so
no
it could have been like this
PPE.
huge issue, but I'm like, I literally didn't care. I just wanted to get my job done and go
know.
home.
See, like, the things that could have been if you were a Karen.
Oh yeah, I want to speak to your manager.
Yeah. Like, I feel like a lot of things, because, a lot of your injuries.
They can't hear you. Chat couldn't hear you. She had to step up real quick and walk away, which is fine because I was also going to grab some water. Oh, your phone is dying.
Yeah.
She's going to get her. For our listeners, she is currently going to get her USB-C charger for her smartphone. It suddenly turns into an ASMR.
Ew, disgusting.
Oh. But no, that's just the fact that they mocked me so much, and to seeing them like completely panic. I am taking some Tums. Sorry if it's you guys hear the Tums bottle.
Yeah, but I feel like through that whole point where they're like,
Yeah, it was funny until it wasn't. Ah, crunchy.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
I was going to make a joke about crunching the chalky Tums on the through the microphone, but then I almost like spat everywhere. I'm like, that was stupid. I shouldn't have done that.
Your hubris, it gets
Curse
you
my
again.
hubris.
I'm just trying to think if there's any other like comical ones that I can remember. Well, there is one that.
Okay, so it's not moving.
Nope. Good job.
It's just bouncing along.
So there's this one injury that, like how it's that weird morbid fixation that we all have, what many people have, where they see a video, the person gets hurt, and like you have that brief moment of deciding, was it funny or like is it not? That type of video.
All right, yeah.
And my friends and I were going to the library, and we were browsing around, and I think we were by like the kids section because we were looking for a book for, let's say, Stacy's cousin. And with Stacy's cousin, like, we were like, okay, like, what kind of book would pique their little interest? And I turn my back, and then I see Stacy and Sandy. I see Stacy and Sandy laughing, and I'm just like, what happened? So, they're just like, oh, Sandy was looking around, and she accidentally tripped and banged her head against the counter. And I'm just like, wait, what? And, Sam was just like, I had to wait to, make sure she was okay. And Sam originally wanted to, jump in there and help Stacy up.
Well, yeah, obviously.
But then Stacy, after her shock was done, she just started laughing. So Sam took that as a sign that I could laugh too. And I'm just like, you are so silly. But it just reminded me of those videos where
the panic laugh. Yeah.
The panic laugh. And like those skating videos where they're like, oh, that was a big whammy kind of thing.
Oh, that's 3 big booms.
Exactly.
Boom, boom.
Exactly. So it was surreal having that type of moment happen in real life, because you're just like, oh wow, I guess in this situation we really would laugh.
Yeah. Well,
after making sure they're okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's the important part.
Clearly, that was the most important part. Except for the siblings. Oh, like my mom and my Aunt Karen and my Aunt Norma.
Yeah.
They just told on the 4th, 2 days ago.
Yes.
They told us a story where my Aunt Karen went to they went to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, my little brother, and my aunt went to Japan and visited my aunt and uncle that live out there. And I think my brother was like 8 or 9 at the time. He was super young. He was a kid, preteen child, but still jealous that he got to go. Anyways, they were, I don't remember in what context, where they were going or what they were doing, but my Aunt Karen like stepped off the curb and apparently misstepped and was falling in super slow motion. And as she was like reaching out for my mom and everything, like, help, and my mom's like, I'm not falling down with you.
Next. Which is such a sibling thing to do.
So it's such a sibling move. And
Like,
she ended up falling, but this is my Aunt Norma. And those of you that don't know my Aunt Norma, she is a very sweet, very kind, and very
nurturing human.
nurturing, but she's very like, oh, what's the term I'm looking for? Like when it comes to like somebody getting hurt or like somebody like falling or anything like that, she's usually the first to like react and like, oh my God, are you okay? Like showing like pure concern and being like, we have to make sure they're okay first, which is an amazing quality to have as a human being because there's not much of that left.
No.
However, in this case, she immediately started laughing.
To be fair, Aunt Norma is the oldest of the 3, so she just earned it.
She earned it. But she immediately starts laughing. My mom starts laughing. Karen, the one that fell, is also laughing. They're all laughing because they're like, this is such a funny moment.
Yes.
But my brother Ethan did not find this funny.
Oh, no, baby.
He panicked and was crying like, why aren't you helping her? And
He doesn't
and they're just laughing. I'm like, oh, he was young. He was too young at the point where he doesn't realize that they're all siblings and they will laugh at each other when they get hurt.
He's baby, to be fair.
That was the first time I've said something that made my Aunt Norma laugh so incredibly hard. And I was like, oh, it made me feel so good. Because it's true, like you laugh at your siblings when they get hurt.
Yeah.
Because like it's something that you've experienced,
Yeah.
like falling off of a curb.
It's my right.
It's like most everybody can imagine exactly how that would feel. it does not necessarily like a life or death like kind of thing, but yeah, you can scuff your knee or you can, get a little gravel in your hand and you kind of just brush it off and go about your day. But to like an 8-year-old, that's traumatizing.
Yeah, no, that's fair, because, like, Ethan did have siblings. Obviously, Andrew was one of his siblings.
Ethan
but
had siblings. Has siblings.
They're still alive.
Yeah, we're all still alive. Let me check real quick.
But, with that, his dynamic with his siblings due to the age gap isn't quite the same as someone who's like, a couple years younger or a couple years older. So that's kind of like where he was coming from with the whole, why are you guys laughing at Aunt Karen?
Yeah. So there's a 16-year age gap between Ethan and I, and I'm used to be the baby, the youngest, but that right has been passed down to Ethan now. But yeah, that was hilarious. I think that was the second or third time I've heard that story. But this is like the first time where I actually like heard it and was just like, God, that is hilarious. That is so fun. Because again, this is coming from my Aunt Norma's perspective.
Yes.
What she doesn't really get like that laughing. Well, I haven't seen her this way, like to laugh and joke and talk about things like this. And I'm just like, it felt nice. It felt really nice. Like this is.
It was bonding.
It was a really nice time, and a lot of things happened that week, or that day. That was nice. It was, like,
it was a good way to celebrate.
Excuse me. Yeah. Well, it was good.
It was a good get together.
Yes, there we go. We're almost at 10,000 likes. Good work, chat. Good job. Round of applause. Good job, honey. Good job.
You're silly. But yeah, no, I really appreciated that and just bonding over those type of stories, because it reminded me of when I had my slow-mo fall, where I'm just like, well, that happened. What do I do now? So I was in college, and we had a nice walkway to the campus, and it was, I want to say it had to have been like December, January time, because it was cold, the sidewalks were icy, and there was no such thing as friction. Like, my shoes don't have all of that good stuff in it. There's no grippy power. And, I was making my way to one of my classes, and out of nowhere, my feet, come from underneath me, and I'm just like slow-mo falling to the sidewalk. And like, when I say slow-mo, I mean like literally like section by section type of fall, where your body fell so slowly that you just watch yourself fall in slow motion and don't feel anything because the impact was that inconsequential. And that happened in the ice, so I was just like, wee, and then who can say the time?
I was thinking more of like the K-drama where they're falling slowly and they have like the K-pop kind of music playing in the background.
K-pop Demon Hunter.
In most K-pop or K-dramas, they're falling and they're like they like lock eyes and they're just like, the romance is in the air. It's so funny.
Two night sprinkles. But
Sparkles.
Sparkles, that's the word. But yeah, no, so I had that type of fall, and I just sit there because I'm by myself. Like, it's in the afternoon and it's winter, so it's kind of dark out, and I'm just wondering, what is this life right now? Because I'm the only one in the courtyard trying to get to class at this point, and I'm just like, at least no one saw that.
At least no one saw.
But yeah, like every time a slow fall like that happens, or when I watch the C dramas that I've been really into lately, like I just think of that, and I'm just like, well, you just gotta laugh.
So, going off of the slipping and laughing, either at yourself or someone else laughing at the situation, it reminded me. It reminded me of the time I ran myself over. Oh, no, it wasn't. There was no like slow, calm music. It was slow panic. So, God, this is one of my favorite stories to tell because it's like when you guys when I say and you hear I ran myself over with my own car. It paints such a beautiful, terrifying picture.
Beep.
Yeah. It's like, wait, you were driving the car? Well, no, obviously not, because I ran myself over. And it's not like I was like, oh, let me just move my vehicle because I'm out of gas or it's broke down and it got away from me. No. It's nothing like that. It's stupider.
It's stupider.
So, we had a really big snowstorm. This was probably like 15 years ago.
I was gonna say before us.
Oh yeah, way before us. Like, I think it was before my first relationship. Like out of high school, and
That's late.
yeah, it's a long time ago. Maybe even 20 years.
Old.
I know. Like, yeah, no, it had to have been because this was right out of high school. Maybe not 20 years, but close to it. So yeah, like I was probably like 18, 19 at the time. Freshly graduated babyface old Drew, and and I was working at Walmart at the time, and we had a really nasty snowstorm, like one of the worst ones ever. And we lived out in the country, so there was no like snow trucks that would regularly come down. They would, but very few and far between because they're country roads. Not many, people travel those roads. The budget was for more main roads, right? So, knowing that, armed with this knowledge now, everyone, we lived around a cornfield. So, during the winter, there's no corn, there's no wind blocks. So, it's just flat land that got a lot of wind. So, when we get snowstorms, snowbanks would form everywhere. And I got buried in with my car. And I'm like, my car is a beast of a little tiny car. I know what it can handle and I know what it can't handle. So I thought, I gotta try to drive out of the snowbank after, obviously making sure my bumper wasn't gonna get absolutely annihilated or my car would be destroyed. But I figured it was enough of a slope where I can just drive out of it. I was wrong. I immediately get stuck. And I can't reverse, I can't forward, so I'm stuck. So I'm upset. It's like, I'm going to be late for work. This sucks. So I grabbed the snow shovel and I started to dig myself out. And my dad walks outside and he has his morning cup of coffee and he's just like, do you need a hand? And I was just like, no, it's fine. I got it. I'm all grumbly. It's in the morning. Grumpy. And I'm digging myself out. And as my dad is standing there, he's just, he's like, okay, as long as you let me know if you need a hand. Before he turns and walks away, I turn around, my back to the front of my vehicle. I continue to undig and unbury around the tires of the front because it's a front wheel drive vehicle. This is very important information to have. I undig it all the tracks so that it can, move forward eventually when I get in the car and drive away. I turn my back. I feel the sudden nudge at the back of my knees, realizing my car was still in drive. So my car slowly was rolling forward. Now the way that the snowbank was like positioned, the front of my car was tapered up and then was really suddenly goes down. So like a cliff. So the front of my car was where that cliff was. I dug all that out, so it was at a slight incline. But when the snow started to get squished down from the heat of my engine running, it melted it, so it started to go down. So, the whole inclined plane started becoming a decline plane. And it started to roll forward because I left it in gear like an idiot. So it hits me in the back of the knees. I fall, quickly turn over. Luckily, actually, that probably helped me a lot. because I turned around, it kind of like pushed snow out from underneath me to where the car was still high enough to where it just kept rolling over the top of me. All the entire time, my dad is sitting there with his cup of coffee, watching me get ran over by my own car.
That's my boy.
Laughing hysterically, just and I'm just sitting there pushing my hands against my bumper of the front of my car while it's starting to roll forward, going I ran myself over.
It's truly one of those classic, but did you die?
No, yeah, genuinely. Well, it was really, really funny, and obviously the car stopped because it ended up hitting more of the snowbank that I pushed up when I rolled over onto my back. Thank God. But I was able to actually shuffle out from my car, and the snow stopped it from rolling forward. But still hilarious.
I love that.
Oh, excuse me. God, I love looking back at some of my injuries or incidences where I could have been seriously hurt, and then just laughing at it because it's like, God, I can't even say I still am to this day an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you're not the only one. Now I'm thinking of like how my brother got ran over by the same person twice.
Separate occasions.
Separate occasion, same instance. So, my brother, I love a little Pete Long. I really do. Pete Tree, Pete Long, Room, everything in between. And, like, I feel like everyone's guardian angels were just on overdrive when we were younger. But Pete's especially when we were living in the apartments. So, typical apartments, like we had... My brother was riding his bike along the street, and, one of the older ladies that lived next to us accidentally hit him with a car. And you would think, no, that's it, one and done the first time. And of course, it's the whole song and dance of, oh my God, are you okay, little boy? Yeah, I'm fine. That good stuff. And, when it happened again, same lady, same little kid, my brother on a bike, and the lady looks at him and was just like, sweetie, bikes can be replaced. You can't be. And I'm just like, oh, Pete Long, why would you, traumatize a poor old lady like that? He's fine. Like, he's walking, he's great, but yeah. That poor old lady got traumatized that day.
Poor lady.
Which makes me laugh, because I'm like, we're, if anything, we are blaming the victim here, but still, Pete Long.
What if, like, later in life, he's just, minding his own business, and this little old lady ends up hitting him again?
Third time's the charm.
At that point, I'm like, I think she's intentionally trying to do it.
But he has to be on a bike. It's always on a bike.
Oh, he's like at the store. He's just like, I'm thinking about getting a bike. And he gets on the bike. This lady just like, in her like little like rascal scooter ends up hitting him.
And she's like 90 years old now.
She's like, I'm so sorry, little boy.
I didn't see you there.
I didn't see you. Hey, man.
Wait a minute.
I know you.
It's you again.
That would be the ideal situation.
Right. Pete would be the Kenny of this world. Or Kevin?
Kevin.
The whole South Park of
Kenny.
Kenny. It was Kenny.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Pete. But yeah.
Oh my God, you Penny. You heard.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny. Oh.
That's all I can think of.
Well, I mean, currently, until
Yeah.
I start spouting about something else.
Yes. I mean, tis the way of the nut.
Tis the way of the nut. I don't know if you guys can hear the squeakiness. I'm fidgeting with a fidget toy right now, and it sounds like the squeaky wheel at the Trump's birthday thing celebration, the parade where it was completely silent,
tank.
and all you could hear is this tank, the one squeaky.
Squeaky tank. Yes.
That was hilarious. But so I have to get off topic.
I was gonna say, did you want to end it here and then take out like sections that we liked?
Pick out sections.
Yeah, just like listen to the live and see what sections we like and stuff.
Oh,
like
the
that.
recording and all that. Yeah, I can always clip it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that
Let's
would
do
be
that.
that's actually probably a really good idea. We have to say our goodbyes. You gotta get close to the mic. Because again, like, you can see where your mic drops and not drops when you're...
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can see it.
So we want to wrap it up there? We don't really have an outro, do we?
No, not yet. We have the drop the nut.
Just completely shut off everything. Just be like, bye. And just end it.
I mean, why not? Just okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay,
Like
bye.
Liam.
Well, or drop the nut could be.
Drop the nut. I do want to make that as a soundboard. Because like, if I forget something, oh no, it would be someone like dropping bits.
Yeah.
Because I do want to make the bit icons like acorns and like peanuts and stuff.
Because that's what I was thinking, like, you know, like how they do borders and just have like a acorn just like roll around the borders.
Hey, wait a minute. Where'd you go?
Where did I go?
You're Wait, where did I go?
Oh. Oh.
Where's my nut?
I mean, it looks like you're still here.
No. This is gone.
No.
Our dad is gone. You are gone.
I disappeared.
What the hey? You're just like gone.
Interesting. And then this is on Twitch?
Yeah, Twitch for some reason it's just like you disappeared.
Weep.
Where did you go?
I don't know. Where did you
Oh.
go?
Why are you way over there?
Because I'm hidden.
Like, look at that. You're just completely off screen.
I am.
Chat, when did that happen? Chat, you didn't tell us that happened. How dare you?
The dares have been had.
Oh no, we need to
No.
fix that right
no,
away.
I was hidden. How dare you? I was
Stay.
fine being a ninja.
Stay.
Tis the way of my ancestors.
Man, that sucks. You just disappeared.
Yes. I shadow clone jutsu'd out of there. Smoke screen.
Smoke screen. But I literally forgot what we were saying before.
We were gonna get.
Oh,
an
how we were
outro.
gonna say goodbye and just
And that's all, folks.
completely just end it. Oh, the nuts and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The border. I just wanted like a nut to like kind of
Yes.
like the direct TV thing bouncing around.
Yes,
I don't
that's
know
what
if we can do that on Twitch, but on Twitch, when someone donates bits, you know how like on T-Gen they get the jump scare.
Yes.
It'd be like that where they would just drop a bunch of nuts on their
Yeah.
character.
I guess we'll just have to get more followers.
Yeah. Chat. Get on that. Anyways, I think that's gonna wrap this up. Should we say goodbye? Drop handles. Stay tuned for next time. Same place, different time.
Yes.
Instead of saying same time, different place.
Same place, different time. Same nut, different time.
Different nut.
Different nut?
Different nut. Because we're not gonna talk about injuries anymore.
Oh, it's
That was the nut.
true. That was the nut.
The nut is us talking about.
Same time, different nut.
Yeah, same. No, it'd be different time or same time. We don't know. We haven't decided. Same day.
To the next.
Same day, different nut.
Until the next nut drops.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that one.
I like it.
Drop the nut.
Drop the nut.
All right,
Until
everybody.
the next nut drops. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to our channel, show us some love. If you're over on TikTok, come over on Twitch, please. And we'll see you all on the next live stream podcast.
Yes.
What topic are we going to talk about next? Should we hint at what topic we're going to be talking about, or are we just going to like figure it out once we
Let's
get to
figure
it?
it out.
Figure it out?
Yes, let's
Alright.
figure it out.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.